Hello, learners, and welcome to class. For today's class, we're going to be talking about mathematics. And on mathematics, we want to talk about profit, loss, and percentages. I repeat, we are going to be talking about profit, loss, and percentages. We'll be talking about understanding profit and loss. Profit and loss help us to understand how to manage money and how to make smart financial decisions. Because when you understand what profit is, what loss is, you know how to manage your money. Let's talk about profits, loss, and percentages. Now, you'll be wondering what is profit. Profit just means making more money. Like you have money and you are still making more money when you are doing business. That is a profit. When your business is making more money, that's a profit. But when you are making lesser money, that's a loss. Now, calculating percentages can be made easy. You just have to understand the first thing about percentages. That percentages means part of a whole. Percentages means part of a whole. Now, you can see real life examples that relate to profit, loss, and percentages in businesses. Because in business, you either make profit or you make loss. I'll be talking about some profit basics and some loss basics. That is some basic things you must know about profit and some basic things you must know about loss. Now, you want to know how we get our profits. To get your profit is just selling price minus cost price. Selling price is the price you sell a product or a goods, and the cost price is the price at which you buy the goods. For example, I bought a bag at 1,000. I now sold it at 1,500 naira. 1,500 naira is my selling price, 1,000 naira is my cost price. So 1,500 minus 1,000 will give me 500, which is a profit because I have sold the bag for an higher amount compared to the price at which I bought it. Now, we also have higher sales. Higher sales leads to more profits. When you have more sales, you make more profits. And when you are in business, you must learn how to keep track of your expenses, not just calculating for profit alone, but you keep track of your expenses too. Now, let's talk about some laws basics. Selling below cost will lead to loss. For example, I said I bought a bag for 1,000 naira. Let's assume I didn't sell it for 1,005. I sold it for 750. 750 is lesser than 1,000. That means I've made a loss because I didn't even get the actual amount for which I bought the bag. So selling below cost leads to loss. Now, you should identify reasons for losses quickly. Why did I lose money instead of gaining money? So that you can adjust the strategies you use when you are in business to minimize losses. Now, I'll be talking about what is profit, what is loss, what are percentages, and how do all these things affect real life. The first thing is profit. Profit is money earned after expenses. I repeat, profit is money earned in a business after expenses. Now, let's go to what is loss. Loss is money spent beyond earnings. I repeat, loss is money spent beyond earnings, that is beyond your income. Now, what are percentages? Percentages are just a little bit like fraction because they show parts of a whole. But the difference between fraction and percentages is that percentages is being rated over 100. So percentages also show parts of a whole, just the same as fractions. Now, in real life, when you could talk about in real life situations, you get to realize that in real life, we get to make use of profit, loss, and percentages because in businesses, you either make profit or you make loss. And you can also calculate your profit or your loss in percentage form. Now, for a quick summary of today's class. What is profit? Profit means earning more money, when you make more money in the business. Loss is when you lose money. Percentages show parts of a whole. Calculate profits by subtracting costs from price. You calculate profit by subtracting cost from price. Now you can always track your income and expenses by having a proper record of them. Always make sure every expenses you make and every income that you realize, you have a proper record for them. Saving money also help you to invest later. Sometimes in business, when you make money, it is better that you save part of it so you can still invest it later in that business so you don't spend all the money. Budgeting is an important tool that is needed for managing funds. Now you ask, what is budgeting? Budgeting is just a way of listing out everything you need to do or need to buy or purchase. You write the price and then you make a plan for your purchase so that you don't have to actually just buy anything without having to plan for it. Then learning finance can be fun and it can be useful to us because finance is a part of every business. Thank you all for listening and for participating in today's mathematics class. I believe you must have learned more about profit, loss, and percentages and how they are being used in our day-to-day life, especially in businesses. Thank you all.